There's a little bit different of a size here. I mean, that tells me that they were a little bit lazy with their icing. Today, I'm gonna be comparing the generic product to the brand product to see which one's actually better. So let's begin. Pop-Tarts. Most of these brands are gonna be great value brands. I mean, that's just what they have at Walmart. So just to give a quick comparison, the generic has less fat and less carbs than the brand name, but it does have a little bit more sugar and less protein. But I'll be honest with you, protein is not a deciding factor for me when I'm dealing with Pop-Tarts and other sugary snacks. Oh dear, what is this? So this is the actual brand name and this is the generic right here. It's probably gonna be a little bit hard to see with the way the lighting is. I can actually see the icing just about all over the Pop-Tart. Now this is the brand name. And for the generic, which I'm disappointed with, I mean, that tells me that they were a little bit lazy with their icing. On the back side, they look a little bit different. It's hard to tell, but there's ridges on this one, and this one's a little bit more flat. But let's do a quick taste test comparison. Quite honestly, I already know what a brown cinnamon sugar Pop-Tart tastes like, so this one was kind of easy for me. I do actually like this product. So let's compare it to the generic. I should probably take a bite on the side with actual icing on it. Believe it or not, I can't really taste the difference between the two. I actually think this is pretty good. The textures taste the same. It's not too sweet, it's not too sugary. I mean, like I said, the macros really aren't too different between the two products. However, you will save $1 on this versus that. We have the Slim Jims versus the generic brand, also from Walmart. First up, we're gonna try the regular Slim Jim. Do you ever just peel those little tabs off the back of a container and it just rips the cardboard and it doesn't even open the product? Now I have to like rip the support. Why are these connected? These are all individually wrapped, which is what I like, but these are all combined together for some reason, which makes no sense. I mean, like I understand a serving is 4 and you have 2 of these here, but I don't know, that's just kind of silly to me. Roughly about similar in size. I still love Slim Jims, these are very good. And I gotta open on the other side because this messed up. I don't really taste much of a difference between the two products. Quite honestly, if you want to save some money, I would definitely go for the generic. I'm having another one before I continue. One of my favorite childhood snacks, Teddy Grahams, versus the Mini Bear Walmart brand value brand thing. I normally go for the chocolate chip ones or even just the regular chocolate Teddy Grahams, but we're gonna do the honey ones because we're healthy. Actually, it's because I couldn't find the other ones. That's really the reason why I went with the honey. Wait, these are minis? Maybe they mean they're just miniature bears. I don't know if they're actually mini ones. Do you ever see products like this and they have that traced out line where you're supposed to put your thumb and it's just supposed to pop and open all nice and easy? Well, this isn't too easy for me because now I'm bending the whole box. All right, so they sell these in little packages. We're gonna open up a package and try a couple of them out. If you never had these before, this is what the inside of the package looks like. You just open it up and you can just eat as many as you want, which is what I prefer. So here's the brand and here's the generic. It's gonna be very hard to see these, but the brand is missing a leg for some reason. And the generic is, it's in a jar of honey, which, I mean, I guess it suits it. These are honey flavored snacks, but that's not a Teddy Graham to me. They taste about the same, but I think that the original has a way better texture to it. I love Teddy Grahams. Oh, I forgot they had cinnamon flavor. I knew they had cocoa and the chocolate chip, but I didn't know they had cinnamon. Learn something new every day. Now, I love me some granola. Granola? I mean granola. This is another honey-based product. I seem to like honey. Don't know why, but that's what we got here. Actually, I think I already have an open container of this. We're gonna be using this one, actually. One thing I can already down the brand name for is that it has the sealing up here, but it doesn't seal it right. It's supposed to seal, you know, just like a regular Ziploc bag. Oh, and of course it does at that time. But it doesn't seal right all the time, which is why I always end up using one of these clips and do that. I normally get the generic, but one thing that I do like about the brand name granola is the fact that it comes in kind of like chunks or balls a little bit. Makes it easier to just toss in your mouth and eat. Comparing the brand to the generic, you get very big chunks. Whether you like that or not, that's kind of up to you. I get this stuff quite often in all reality, but these are pretty big and chunky pieces. And they taste just as good. Swiss rolls. This is my by far favorite Little Debbie snack of all time. I love Swiss rolls. I could eat these basically every day. Probably bother my diet, but yeah. Okay, so the generic has the same amount of carbs, the same amount of protein, 30 grams of sugar versus 28 grams of sugar, and this has 240 calories versus 280 calories. Whether you're trying to lose weight or gain weight, you know, you have to kind of make a decision from there. If you're counting calories and you're trying to gain or lose weight, I mean, in reality, if you're trying to lose weight, you probably shouldn't be eating either one of these. But if you're trying to gain weight, I typically go for the higher calorie one. So yeah, let's taste them. Just as good as I remember. I'm not really a junk food eater, but I do like these a lot. I think these are actually really good. Now we're gonna compare it to the generic. This does look a little bit less appetizing in my opinion. I think the filling, or the cream on the inside, definitely tastes like it's a different brand or something. I think that the even the chocolate kind of tastes artificial or just very fake or cheap. I don't know. And now I'm getting a weird aftertaste, so it doesn't taste as good as Little Debbie. Quite honestly, I probably wouldn't buy these again, even if I did save money. Vanilla wafers. Eggs, salt, leavening, baking soda, natural and artificial flavors. They look very identical in size. Actually, hang on. The generic is slightly bigger. Pretty good. Kind of like what I remember. Now for the generic. These both smell exactly the same when I open the box. But I don't really even taste the vanilla out of this one. This tastes like dried cardboard. I wouldn't eat these. You don't really even taste the vanilla. You smell it, but I don't taste it as much as the regular ones. These are a lot better. I would definitely go with these. I probably wouldn't buy these anymore. Even though I feel like these used to be a lot bigger. Raisins. To me, raisins were always a snack that my mom put in my lunch bag when I went to school, and I would just pretend that I forgot that they were in there. I was too full to eat them. I don't know. I always have some sort of excuse not to eat them. I mean, I don't really have an issue with them, but they're not as exciting as Chips Ahoy or Goldfish crackers. They're 90 calories for one whole box. 22 grams of carbs. 18 grams of sugar. I never realized that raisins had that much sugar in it. Honestly, I'm not a raisin connoisseur, but they taste exactly the same. I can't really tell the difference in all honesty. I would definitely prefer buying the generics. Next up, we have two crunchy peanut butter bars here. We have the brand name of Cliff and we have the generic Great Value brand. I actually had these in the past. These are pretty decent. I don't get them that often just because I don't really think that the quality of protein is there. But I wanted to actually compare it to the generic to see how they actually taste. Basically, everything down the board is 1 or 2 grams more or less than each other. It's just kind of back and forth. So here's the difference between the two. There's a little bit different of a size here. The brand tastes pretty good. I do get these on occasion. They aren't half bad. I don't think I ever actually had the peanut butter one though. I think I've had the chocolate chip, and I think they have a mint chocolate chip one as well, which is actually pretty good. All right, so on to the generic. This is very sticky and disgusting. I don't know why it's cut like that on a slant. I actually think this tastes a lot better. This is a lot easier to put down because it's not as dry as the brand name. I think they're both very good. I actually think the generic might be a little bit better tasting, and it's usually cheaper for the generic. I'd probably just go with this one for now on. I already forgot that I had a second Little Debbie product, so here it is. It's the honey buns. My mom used to buy honey buns all the time when I was a kid, and I used to eat these basically almost every day. I noticed all the generic packaging seems to have like the pull tab thing to open up all their stuff. Nothing bad about it, it's just something that I noticed. What? These are so tiny in comparison to the brand. How is that even fair? Seriously, what are you trying to do to me? Don't want to get my hands sticky. I still think these are very good. I can't believe how small this is. All right, it's not bad. It tastes a little bit sweeter. I actually think the glazing tastes better on this one. I think they're both good, but in all honesty, I would definitely go with the brand name just because, well, if you're gonna pay more, you should get more. Tostitos and Cheerios. Now I gotta double check my price and actually see what I paid for both of these, so can't really judge too much yet. But I could definitely say that the generic is a lot bigger of a box than the actual brand of Cheerios. Aren't Cheerios supposed to be like the healthiest cereal? I mean, I personally wouldn't say that any cereal is healthy for you. Up close, they actually look about the same. However, I do think the generic does sell a little bit of a thicker cereal versus the actual name brand. You would think that it would be the other way around normally. Okay, not bad. Tastes like cardboard, like what I expected. That's just how Cheerios always tasted to me. All right, now for the generic. Okay, they taste very similar. I would say this tastes a little bit better. I got a lot more of a cardboardy taste out of this one, but I don't think it's really fair unless I test these two cereals in milk. Not gonna make myself a whole bowl. I will admit though, I do think that the generic does look a lot more appetizing than the brand. So we're gonna use some vanilla almond milk. Okay, so that tastes a lot better. I don't really taste the cardboard flavor anymore. You know, they both taste good, but I will have to say I do think that the brand tastes better. Even though that it's a lot thinner, I think that this suits the product a little bit better. It breaks down a lot easier in your mouth and easier to put down quicker. That sounds weird for me, but if you're a bodybuilder, you kind of know what it's like trying to put down food. By the way, I'm not a bodybuilder. I went to the gym for many years knowing what it's like to put down food that you don't really want to eat. This I could just kind of wolf down and actually not mind the taste as much. Alright, so that's all the brands that I have today. I'm all out of food. I hope this video was entertaining as it was for me. I had a good time making this one. Hopefully I can see you again for the next one. TY for watching.